Colleagues in the DA Bureau of Agricultural Research from the Department of Agriculture, farmers and fisherfolk who are with us, and to all our attendees, good morning. Isang mapagpalang araw po sa ating lahat. Ako po si Cristina Estrada from the Knowledge Management and Information Systems Division of the DA Bureau of Agricultural Research, and I will be your host for today's online seminar titled Transforming Waste into Wealth, Harnessing Black Soldier Fly Larvae for Sustainable Swine Protein. But before we introduce our speaker and formally start the knowledge sharing, we would like to encourage our viewers to comment their location and affiliations para po malaman natin kung gaano kalawak ang naaabot ng ating knowledge exchange at sa Vision ng Bar. So eto nga po, good morning from my DASO Young Farmers Organization from Bicol Region. And so, okay. We would also like to encourage everyone to ask questions to our expert. This is very important. We will be giving 20 minutes of Q&A later on after our speakers' discussion. Ito po yung opportunity nyo magtanong kasi it's not always every day that Sir is with us. So wag po kayong mahiyang magtanong. And also, please subscribe to our social media pages. It's facebook.com/DABarOfficial, or you can just search us on Facebook at DA Bureau of Agricultural Research, or follow us on Instagram at DA Bar Official. And that's for you to learn about our online seminar series that we hold monthly and other activities of DA Bar that might benefit or interest you. So without further ado, I'll be introducing our expert for the seminar. So our resource speaker holds a degree in Bachelor of Science in Agriculture and a Master of Agricultural Development, major in Agriculture Extension from J.H. Cerrillas State College. He is a licensed agriculturist and has held the position of Station Superintendent at the DA Tumalinaw Swine Breeding Center from 2016 to 2020. He is currently a Senior Science Research Specialist and has been serving as a Livestock Program Coordinator at the DA Regional Field Office 9 and has gained extensive experience in research, program coordination, and managing various agricultural initiatives. In fact, it was under his coordination that the Region 9 Livestock Program was ranked first for exemplary performance in financial and physical accomplishments for the 2020-13 National Livestock Program Year-End Assessment. Let us welcome our expert, Mr. Erwin R. Salinas. Let's give him a round of applause. Good morning, Sir Erwin.
Thank you so much po. Maraming salamat po, Miss Cristina Estrada at sa lahat po ng mga nakikinig. Magandang umaga po. Again, thanks po sa opportunity na makapag-share ho ako ng kaunting knowledge or an insight po on black soldier fly larva. Before I begin po, I would like to extend my greetings po sa aming very supportive na director ng Department of Agriculture, Regional Field Office 9, Director Marcos Abe Sr., along po with our two regional technical directors po, Madam Maria Milbawi, RTD for Operations, and of course, Ma'am Maria Jima Ilardo po, RTD for Research and Regulatory po. Then, I would like also to express our heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Junel Soriano, the director of the ABAR, for the funding and support of our research aimed at improving our livestock and poultry farmers. Ganun na din po sa aming Chief of Research Division, Dr. Ernie Camacho, and Chief po ng aming Field Operation Division, Sir Hannibal Bayuang. So, sa ngayon po, magtatalakay tayo ng black soldier fly larva, as transforming waste into wealth, utilizing black soldier fly larva as an alternative protein source. Hello po, ma'am.
Okay. Sir, bibigay ko na po sa inyo officially yung floor. Thank you po.
Marinig ko, ma'am? Hello, ma'am?
Opo, naririnig ka po, sir. Medyo choppy lang po. Pero sige po, go
Sige
on with
po.
the discussion po. Thank
Sige,
you
ma'am.
po.
Allowed me to ano lang po, ma'am, yung radio kasi mahina talaga yung signal po. If okay lang, babalik ko lang po. Ano. Sige po. Continue ko lang. Mahina lang talaga yung internet connection. Ang binabati ko rin do yung mga kasamahan ko sa research na ito, si Gladys Maria Dagandan Caray, yung ating animal nutritionist. At the same time po, Assistant Research Division Chief. Then, ganoon din po si Juneven Malalis, yung ano po, Assistant Project Leader ng research na ito. As ano din po si Dr. Ernie Camacho, yung Chief ng ating Research Division. At si Alger Rivera po, siya po yung ating caretaker nito Black Sugar Fiber Production. At Chimera Angel Subibi po, isa din sa aming animal nutritionist at technical staff. Ganun na din po, Hearty Jane Lupina. So, ito po yung magiging outline po ng ating discussion. Sa ngayon po, una, rationally. Then, we have technical description and our logical framework. Then, production of black soldier fly larva. Then, ito po black soldier fly larva analysis. Then, the cost and return analysis din po. Ang panglima po ang challenges. Of course, sa bawat proyekto, hindi ito maiiwasan itong mga challenges po natin. So, siguro marami or mayroong iilan ang nagtataka kung ano itong black soldier fly larva. Kung ano ang magiging benefits at uses nito. Ang totoo niyan, na-discover namin itong BSF larva ng kami during our time with our Dr. Cynthia Litijo, na kami ho'y naglilinis ng tub na may natitirang fermented feeds. Itinapon namin ito at kinakain ho ng mga manok. At out of curiosity, we subjected it po for research. Kaya ho ito, hindi nga po subject ng aming study. Ito po yung benefits and uses po ng black soldier fly larva. Una ito pong high nutrient content benefits. Pakialam lang po ako kung hindi yung masyadong yung signal kasi nga andito ho ako sa Palawan. May bench presentation kami, mahina talaga signal dito kasi parang nasa island po. Una po, high nutrient content benefits. Itong BSF larva po mayaman sa protina, amino acids, and essential fats po, making them an excellent alternative protein feed sources po, like the soybean meal. Pangalawa po, as sustainable alternative protein source. Kasi pwede nga itong paramihin gamit po itong mga fruit and vegetable waste po. I will discuss ito mas detalyado po sa ating susunod na slides. Then, pangatlo po, health waste reduction. One of the major benefits using black soldier fly larva is their ability po to consume and break down organic waste like fruits and vegetable scraps. This not only provides food for the larva but also helps reduce waste po sa ating kapaligiran. So, pang-apat, cost-effective rearing using vegetable and fruit waste. So, yun nga, itong rearing black soldier fly larva is also cost-effective kasi pwede silang kainin o paramihin gamit lang itong vegetable and fruit waste that could be collected po sa public market. Ibig sabihin ito, makitipid ang mga farmers sa mahal na feeds at the same time, magbibigay pa rin po ng high quality nutrition sa ating mga baboy. So, ito po may ipapakita ko sa inyo na infographics. Sabi dito, alam niyo po ba na sa Pilipinas, residential areas produce more than half of the country's solid waste. According to 2015 report by the National Solid Waste Management Commission, based on the 2013 data, 56.7% of waste came from residential areas. Ito pong mga residential waste refers po sa mga basura na na-generate po sa mga kabahayan. At yun nga, it accounts 57% sa total waste. At ilan po sa mga bahagi sa mga basura ito ay nagmumula po sa itong mga vegetable and fruit crops, no? Yung gagamit natin sobra na nga sa pagluluto, tulad ng balat, mga prutas, gulay, at natutilang pagkain at iba pang organic materials. By utilizing residential waste in black soldier fly larva rearing, we are not only help in reducing waste that would otherwise go to landfills, but also create a cost-effective solution for livestock farmers. So this approach po not only addresses waste management issues, but also supports sustainable agriculture by turning what was once considered waste or basura into a valuable resource for swine, and eventually, pwede ho rin natin ipakain sa ating poultry diets. Kaya pinamagatan namin yung from waste to wealth. Kasi yung mga basura na ipakain sa larva ay magiging mataas po o mag-contribute ng maging mataas na protina sa ating BSF larva. So, let's proceed po sa ating rationale and significance. So, yun nga, according po to Lawrence et al. 2008, feed is the most expensive part of livestock production, especially yan for swine, accounting for around 70% of operational cost. And protein po is the most costly component of the feed. Then, the increasing demand for soybean meal as a common protein source in animal feeds has led to their scarcity and increasing market prices. So, makikita po ninyo dito, ito ho data ng mga rehiyon kung saan affected ng ESF farmers. Kasi nga, ang mataas na gastos ng feed ay nagtutulak po sa ating mga magbababoy or swine raisers na gumagamit ng swill feeding o pagpapakain ng tirang-tirang pagkain, which unfortunately has been linked to the spread of African swine fever or ESF. No? This practice, itong swill feeding, although cost-saving, however, it has been identified as one of the causes of ASF outbreaks. Alam nyo naman, ang nangyari, pag tayo tamaan ng ASF, ang dami hong kinakal na baboy, in which our swine raisers are greatly affecting po ang kanilang mga livelihood. Ito po ay cause po sa rehiyon. At ito BSF larva, by promoting po BSF larva as a protein source, we cannot only reduce feed cost, but also provide a safer and more biosecure alternative that could help prevent the recurrence of the ASF outbreak. So let's proceed for the technical description. Basahin ko na lang ito. Isa sa ating agenda na i-address, yun nga, to reduce the high cost of swine feeds, then develop of low-cost formulated feeds, then yung expected technology ho natin dito, low-cost starter and grower feed formulation for native pigs. Yung yung study nito, nag-formulate kami ng starter and grower feed. So, bakit po native pig? So, why native pig yung ginagamit namin dito? Actually, meron na hong mga numerous study na nakandak on feeds and feeding using a black soldier fly larva, but commonly on poultry and hybrid pigs, especially in other country. However, kunti lang po yung, or wala pong information on BSF larva feed to native pigs. So, kaya po, itong study ay na-approve po ng ating DABAR at nakandak po. And eventually, itong formulated feeds natin will be used as subjected to trial po nga sa mga poultry, and sa hybrid swine. So, another impact itong ating economic impact, no? Produce cheaper feeds formulation for native pig and increase farmers' income by reducing feed cost. Then, itong huli po ang environmental impact, no? Bukod dito, itong byproduct help in the decomposition of organic matter such as vegetable and fruit waste by converting organic waste into a valuable protein source. Then, ito din pong utilization of BSF source into organic fertilizer. Ito pong BSF ito po yung mga sobra po na mga organic material or mga naiiwan po na organic material sa pagpaano ng BSF larva that could be used din po as organic fertilizer for our garden din po. Kaya meron din ho itong magandang environmental impact. So, let's proceed po. Sabi lang po kayo, no, kung hindi mo masyadong marinig kasi yun nga po, putol-putol yung signal ho dito. That's why, for the meantime, ino-off ko po na ang aking video para ho mas clear po yung magiging audio na mailabas po. Ito ho yung ano ho namin, logical framework and deliverables ng aming study po, ng aming study 1. No? To determine yield, our objectives to determine yield and nutritional quality of the black soldier fly larva, gamit na po itong fruit and vegetable waste, itong verifiable indicators natin dito are data on the yield and nutritional quality of BSF larva. Then, pangalawa po, itong ka-analyze tayo ng nutrient quality of starter to grow well formulated feeds for native pigs with black soldier fly larva meal. Yung verifiable indicators natin dito are data on the nutrient composition of starter to grower formulated feeds po on native pigs. Pangatlo po, to assess the financial viability of formulated feeds with black soldier larva meal kung ito po ba ay magiging mura o baka mas magiging mahal pa po compare sa na-replace natin sa ano po itong soybean meal. So discuss ko din po itong mga important nutrients needed for feeds, no? Kasi hindi lang naman food protein yung kakailanganin para ano po ang kakailanganin sa ating swine diet. Kailangan po ang balanced diet po para maging maganda po ang growth and performance ng ating baboy. Una-una itong crude protein po. Ang protein po ay isang mahalagang bahagi ng diet ng baboy dahil ito ang pangunahing kailangan para sa kanilang muscle development at tamang paglaki. Ang percentage in diet po nito around 14 to 22%. It varies po, depende sa kanilang stages. Kung starter feeds po, kakailanganin natin ng 18% CP. Kung grower feeds, kakailanganin natin ng 16% na crude protein. Pangalawa po itong metabolizable energy. Ito po ay nagbibigay ng kinakailangang enerhiya upang mapanatili ang normal na function ng katawan at masuportahan ang paglaki po ng baboy. Then, pangatlo po itong calcium and phosphorus. Ito din po ay mahalaga para sa tamang pagtibay po ng buto at muscle ng ating mga alagang baboy, lalong-lalo na po especially sa ating breeder sows. Ganun din po si phosphorus, kapatid ng calcium. Ang phosphorus po ay mahalaga para sa pagpapatibay ng buto at nagkakatulong sa efficient nutrient utilization ng baboy. Ito naman pong lysine o methionine, threonine, ito po ay mga essential amino acids po. Ang lysine po ay isa sa pinakakailangan para po sa pagbuo ng muscles at protein synthesis. Kaya't mataas ang priority nito sa swine diets. Panghuli po itong crude fiber po at crude fat. Ang crude fiber naman po ay nakakatulong sa tamang pag-digest ng pagkain. Subalit, kailangan pong may limitation ito kasi kung masyadong mataas yung crude fiber natin diet, yung mangyari, hindi mo madadigest lahat yung ini-intake na pagkain ng baboy po. So yun po, in summary, ang pinakamahalaga talaga dito itong crude protein at ang metabolizable energy po. Ganoon din naman po itong mga nasa ibaba. So next po itong process po ng process of rearing black soldier fly. Kung sino ho yung interesado, mabigyan ko kayo ng kaunting kaalaman kung paano ito ginagawa. Una-una itong black soldier fly breeding in closure po. First po, it is essential talaga to set up a proper breeding enclosure for the black soldier fly. Dapat po yung enclosure natin will ventilated and placed in an area with natural sunlight kasi po mas aktibo po sa mating yung BSF kapag natatamaan sila ng sikat ng araw. Dapat din po malinis at ligtas sa mga peste itong ating facility. Then, pangalawa po itong collection of BSF eggs. So, after the breeding process, it is time po to collect the eggs. BSF typically po lay their eggs. Ito pong mga small crevices o yung mga may sa gitna, may siwang near decaying po ng mga organic materials. So, you can place egg traps po. Itong ginagamit po namin, mga minsan cardboard, minsan maliliit na kahoy po. Kasi dyan sila mahilig mag-itlog na meron pong nakatrap na mga pagkain. Making it easier rin po to gather the eggs. So, ang pagkukulikta ng itlog ay dapat gawin po ng maingat pang hindi po masira ang mga eggs. So, next po itong fermented feed for newly hatched black soldier fly larva. So, once the egg hatch po, the newly hatched larva need an easily digestible food source. So, yung fermented feed namin dito made from organic waste like vegetable and fruit crops po. Then, this provides the larva with the right nutrients and help accelerates their growth. So, dapat din po hindi bahagyang bulok na ngunit hindi naman sira. Kaya mahalaga po ang tamang presiso ng fermentation ng feed. Reminder lang din po, keep the feed moist, avoid excess water as basic larvae need a balanced environment for proper development. Ito pong pang-apat na rearing bin. So, feeding period. So, as the larva grow, i-transfer natin po sila sa rearing bin where they will continue feeding for the 10 to 14 days. So, ito po yung stage na kailanganin natin ng tamang pagkain kasi this time voracious yung larva natin during sa rearing sa feeding period kasi malalaki na sila dito. So regularly feed the larva with fresh organic matter. Then ensure po na makareceive sila ng constant supply of nutrients from vegetable crates and fruit crops. So ang tip lang po to avoid overcrowding the bins. Avoid overcrowding po ng basic larva sa bins as larva need enough space to feed and grow efficiently. So panglima po itong harvested basic larva or pupation period. Once the larva po have matured, harvest the harvest the basic larva po for drying. Then you can use naman din po directly as a protein-rich feed ingredients for livestock and eventually po for poultry. O pwede rin natin siyang i-mix with other feed ingredients to have a balanced diet. So pwede nyo silang ipakain ng diretso. Sa amin naman po, ginagamit namin sila as feed ingredients with other components po, with rice bran, copra meal, kasi nga we need a balanced diet. So, siguraduhin maingat po ang paghawak ng mga pupa para maging matagumpay ang kanilang pupation at mapanatili ang mataas na hatching rate. So, class po itong BSF adult. So, itong BSF adult, may lifespan lang po ito na 5 to 8 days. So, after mating, mamatay sila. Kailangan lang naman nila ng malinis na tubig sapagkat in this stage po, hindi na sila kumakain. So, ganun po. Ito po yung then, ang ginagawa namin, yung ginagamit namin for feed mixing, dinadry namin using itong multi-commodity solar tunnel dryer. Ngunit kung para po masiguro natin yung susunod na production cycle, magkuha tayo ng pupa po at yun po ay ating gagawing adult. So para po magkaroon tayo ng BSF cycle. Then, ito pong sunod itong black soldier fly cycle. So napaka-importante po ito. It is very crucial po kung gusto nyo mag-engage o mag-venture ng basic larva production. So dapat may kaunting kalaman kayo dito para maging matagumpay ang inyong ano po. So in the egg stage, ito po. Basic females po lay around 400 to 900 eggs at a time. Typically po yun nga po yung nag-release sila sa mga small crevices near decaying organic matter. So the eggs take around 4 days to hatch into larva. So at this point, it's essential po to ensure a suitable environment such as proper temperature, humidity to promote hatching. So, yan po. Then, pangalawa itong first to fifth instar. Makikita nyo may first, second, third, fourth, at fifth, no? Once the eggs hatch, the larva enter the larva stage, which consists of 5 development instars. So during this stage, ang larva po actively feed and grow, consuming large amount of organic matters. Kaya dapat may enough na ano kayo dito na fruit at vegetable waste. So in this stage po, this larva lasts 13 to 18 days, no? Making them last voracious 18 days. Masabi natin ito ang pinakaproduktong yugto ng black soldier fly larva dahil dito ho sila lumalaki at nakakain ng marami po. So very critical po itong ganito na stage. So ito pong itong prepupal stage, ito po. After passing to the 5th instar, the larva enter into prepupal stage, no? Or the 6th instar, lasting for around 7 days. At this point naman po, they stop eating na and begin to migrate. At naghahanap po sila ng dry area where they can pupate, no? So this is the period where larva ready to be, ready na ho siya, naghahanap ng dry area. So, reminder, harvest the larva before they enter into prepupal stage if they are intended for feed. So, sa 5th instant pa lang, i-harvest na natin ito kung gusto natin gamitin sa feed, but kung gusto po ninyo for the next cycle, ito yung yun natin gamitin. So, the next po last itong pupa stage, the prepupa po transform into pupa, staying in the dormant stage. So, the pupal stage po can last 10 days to several months, depende ho yun sa environmental conditions. So, this time po, yung pupa ay hindi na ho kumakain na remains motionless po while it undergoes metamorphosis. So, tip lang ito, kailangan po na i-keep natin yung pupa na dry and secure po the area to protect from pests and other, baka po makapasok po yung mga manok at baka maubos yung po ninyo. Dito naman pong adult, ang lifespan ito normally 5 to 8 days, no? Yun nga, after mating, namamatay ho sila. So, ang kanilang pong layunin po ay mag-reproduce at siguraduhin, yun nga, ay may tamang breeder, yung basic lab cage, at kailangan pong may tamang sikat ng araw kasi pag masyadong malamig or maulan, hindi ho nagiging aktibo itong BSF adult. Sa amin nga doon po sa Malinaw Experimental Site, pag masyadong maulan, nilagyan po namin ng ilaw po para magiging active sila ulit. So ito naman po ang i-share ko lang itong data, average weight increment of BSF larva in milligram feed with different waste substrates. Makikita niyo po ito. Kasi na-publish natin ito sa International Journal of Multidisciplinary Applied Business and Education Research. So, ang ginagamit natin dito na pagkain itong fermented rice bran, fruit remains, vegetable scraps, at swine manure. Kung makikita po ninyo dito, during the early stages of growth, yung observation namin dito, the basic larva showed quicker adaptation and growth when feed po with different waste substrates, particularly those larva na pinapakain namin ng fruit waste and vegetable scraps. No? Mas mataas o mabilis yung weight increment sa pinapakain namin ng fruit and vegetable scraps compared po nitong fermented rice bran and swine manure. Ang pinakababa talaga ng weight increment, ito pong swine manure. At na-observe din namin na mas mabilis so makain or ma-absorb ng basic larva kung ginagamit ho natin itong fruit and vegetable waste. So, in conclusion, maganda ho talaga itong fruit remains and vegetable scraps. Ito po yung basis ho namin. Kaya ito ho yung ginagamit na namin sa aming black soldier fly facility po sa Dumalinaw Experimental Site. At na-observe din ho namin na nasa tama pong development time ang larva pag kumakain ho ng vegetable or fruit waste. However, for the swine manure, matagal ho sila umaabot sa pupas. So, mas maganda talaga itong pinapakain natin vegetable and fruit waste. So, ito naman po ang ating relative nutrient content. Comparison po ito ng black soldier fly larva and soybean meal in terms of food protein. Focus na lang tayo dito ng food protein and metabolizable energy. So, itong basic larva offer a high level of food protein, no? Ito at around 48.61, slightly higher than soybean meal, no? Which typically ranges from 42 to 48. So, this high food protein is essential for livestock growth, particularly in swine diets, as it provides the necessary amino acids for development. Then, ito naman sa metabolizable energy, when it comes to ME, basic larva have significant advantage with 3,900 ME compared to 2,800 to 3,000 na ME po sa soybean meal. This higher energy content is largely due to the crude fat po present sa basic larva, which averages 15.72%, much higher than soybean meal. So, ang basic larva ay nakadepende po ang kanilang mataas na fat content lalo na sa adult stage when they no longer eat but survive na lang po sa kanilang fat reserves. Kaya mataas po itong crude fat ng BSF larva. This makes BSF larva as excellent high energy feed ingredient. At dito naman po sa crude fiber, however naman po itong BSF larva contain a higher level of crude fiber compared to soybean meal. So, ito po ay kadahilanan or primarily due to chitin. Ito pong chitin, ito po ay anti-nutritional factor that increases as the larva mature. Particularly po in the pupa and the pre-pupa and pupa stages as what I have discussed earlier. Kapag nasa pre-pupa stage na ang larva, mataas po ang chitin content kaya mas mataas din ang fiber content nito. So dahil dito, it is recommended to harvest BSF larva at the fifth instar po or the fifth instar stage before chitins level rise too much, ensuring po a more digestible protein source to swine kasi nga hindi rin maganda kung masyadong mataas yung crude fiber na ating formulated na diets. So yun po. Then, papakita ko itong namin, data. No, itong average production and yield of black soldier fly larva in Zamboanga del Sur, Dumalinaw Experimental Site, year 2023. Probably, may iba ding mga presentation na meron din ho silang ibang production or yield. Probably, it varies din po sa mga substrates na pinapakain and how the technology used. So, una itong BSF eggs, yung production namin begins naman po with 1 gram of BSF eggs, which serve as the starting point for each rearing cycle. Then, 2 weeks of hatch larva. After hatching po, the larva 1 week old weighs around 50 grams. Ready na po ito for transfer into the rearing bin where they will continue to grow. So, pinapakain namin siya doon ng fruit and vegetable waste. Then ito din naman pong yield per larval cycle. For each larval cycle po, the yield is approximately 3 to 4 kilograms per crate. Fresh weight po yan. Iba namang mga presentation, maabot sila ng 5 kilogram. Meron ding mga resource taker na nasasabi na makaharvest sila ng 2 kilogram. Depende din kasi po yun sa crate na ginagamit. So sa annual yield, over the course of a year, assuming 8 for larval cycles, the expected yield po is 32 kilogram per crate fresh weight. So if you have around 200 crates po, then you will likely produce 6,400 kilograms of BSF larva fresh weight. So ganun karami ang magiging harvest po ninyo. So in the drying recovery, when the larva are dried to produce BSF larva meal, meron po tayong 35% drying recovery rate. So this means that from the initial weight na 4 kilogram, around ano lang po siya, 1.6 kilogram per crate, no? Ang magiging harvest kung i-dry natin siya. Then ito naman po sa yield of BSF larva, no? 8 larva cycle, makaproduce tayo ng around 12 kilograms per crate. Therefore, if you have 200 crates, then you will likely produce 2,560 kilograms of dried BSF larva. So, ganun ho kalaki ang magiging harvest ninyo. Then, ito production cost. The production cost of dried BSF larva range for between 10 to 20 pesos, no, per kilogram, making it a highly cost-effective source for protein sa livestock. So, yung limitation ng natin na tips, sa temperature and humidity control, it is essential to monitor the temperature and humidity of the rearing environment kasi nga ang BSF larva thrive po sila best in specific conditions around 27 to 28 degrees Celsius po. Kung masyadong mainit, hindi rin masyadong kumakain itong ating BSF larva. Aside doon sa BSF adult, kailangan talaga nila ng magandang sikat ng araw. Kaya it is very important na you have little knowledge on the BSF rearing. Then, next po, kita natin itong cost, no? Then, what would be the net income or the risk, the ROC or the return on capital. So, ito po, sa breeding enclosure, ang lab cage of breeding enclosure, may nasabi ko na ay kinakailangan para sa pagparami ng BSF. So, this includes po using material like wood lumber, stainless, mesh screen, at plywood po. Then, the total cost for materials is around 1,490, no? With a useful life about 5 years. So, consider natin yun kasi we are computing the cost and return analysis. Then, ano lang po itong rearing bin setup, no? For the rearing stage, crates are essential and cost around, base ito sa amin, no? 350 each. Siyempre, plastic ito, may 10-year lifespan ito. Bukod dito, kailangan din natin ng rearing craft, no? Paglalagyan ng mga crate. Na kung sa rearing craft, rack natin dito ay may 100 crates na kayang ilagay. So, itong BSF, establishment of BSF nursery, the nursery po setup includes hatching containers and substrates. Minsan magamit din kami ng copra meal, rice bran, then vegetable and fruit waste po. Then sa labor naman po, makikita niyo maabot siya ng 6,750. This cost naman po covers the entire process from setting up the breeding enclosure to larva production, harvesting, and BSF adult cage management. So, catered na po niya across different activities. But yun nga, hindi naman ho sa buong araw talaga tutok yung tao dyan sa BSF facility natin. It takes, ano lang po, mga 3 to 4 hours. Then, ito po ating caretaker could do other activity po. Kasi hindi naman talaga buong araw sila doon. So, yung ating net in total cost dito, around 15,666. Then, kung kukumputin natin yung net income, base po dito sa aming production, itong crates natin, may 100 crates po siya. Then, it could harvest 4 kilogram BSF larva. per crate. Then, usually po, yung presyo po ng BSF larva around 50 to 60 pesos, meron din pong 80 pesos, no? Ang nilagay lang natin dito, 60 pesos. So, we have a 24,000 na, ano po, kung atin ibibinta yung BSF larva. Then, patuloy ng net income ay minus natin 24,000 by 15,666. So, may net income tayo na around 8,000. Then, our ROC po, around 51.6%. So, not bad, no? So, the 50% ROC is considered gaining. It means that the investment is earning a profit equal to 50% of the capital invested. So, yan po. Ito din po ang ipakita ko lang sa inyo, itong aming composition and calculated nutrient analysis. Ito po yung formulation ho namin na gagamitin para sa aming study to. Actually, yung study to namin, ongoing na or phase 2, kung saan itong aming formulated feeds ay ipapakain doon sa aming mga experimental animals, no? We make it sure na ang ating experimental animals magkatulad yung edad, magkatulad ang timbang to avoid biases of the study. So, yun nga, gaya ng sabi ko kanina, marami tayong kakailanganin, hindi lang naman proteina, kailangan natin ng calcium at phosphorus, food fiber, metabolic energy, kaya we need other raw ingredients to have a balanced diet. So, ito po yung starter natin. Kung makikita mas baba, itong price per kilogram, 32.98, no? Ito yung basal diet so natin, no? Ito yung base, natin, ang parang control. Then, nag-formulate din tayo ng 30% na replacement ng soybean oil meal sa black soldier fly larva. Then, nag-formulate din tayo ng 100% na replacement ng soybean oil meal using black soldier fly larva. If you notice po, habang lumalaki ho yung replacement ng BSF, bumababa din po yung costing ho natin. No. Ganun din po sa grower. Ganun din po yung ating costing. Habang tumataas yung replacement ng soybean meal, bumababa yung cost per kilo. Then if you notice, uniform po yung CP natin sa starter 18%, then sa grower po around 16%. So, ito po yung significant findings namin sa study 1. Kung makikita ninyo dito, the estimated yield kilogram of black soldier fly larva meal for one larval cycle that is good for 45 days, 400 crates is around 320 kilogram. Pangalawa po, black soldier fly larva meal nutrient composition is comparable to and often exceeds that of soybean meal. So for instance, itong black soldier fly larva meal has a crude protein content similar to soybean meal but has high calcium and lysine concentrations. Pangatlo, based on the cost and return analysis, black soldier fly larva meal costs 30 pesos, making it 15 pesos po cheaper than the soybean meal, no? Which costs 45 pesos po itong soybean meal kung bibili natin sa merkado. So, pang-apat, formulated feeds with black soldier fly larva meal replacing soybean meal are cheaper po compared sa, ito yung summary po or significant findings yung aming phase 1 ng study. So, makita ko lang mga documentation na po ito, preparation ng black soldier fly larva from vegetable and fruit waste. So, una itong collection of fruit and vegetable waste. So first, collect vegetable and fruit waste from nearby po public markets. Alam ko namang may mga malalapit ay mga merkado. Mahalaga po na ang kukunin natin yung vegetable at fruit waste na may mataas kasi mataas ang nutritional value. Then avoid po harmful additives. Huwag isama ang basura na maaring may pesticides o chemicals na nakakasama sa larva, no? Then, pangalawa, itong segregation. Katapos ng collection, kailangan natin i-segregate ang mga basura. Some scraps like ginger, yung mga spices kasi hindi po siya angkop na ipakain kasi parang namamatay ho yung basic larva kapag gumagamit po tayo ng mga waste or scraps na acidic, no? Then ano lang po, focus on using waste that is safe and nutritious for the basic larva. Then shredding po, ang susunod hakbang ay ang pag-shred ng segregated waste na mas maliliit na piraso. No, mas maliit na piraso rin ang nagpo-promote ng magandang fermentation at maka-avoid ho tayo ng spoilage ho ng ating gagawing ano po, fermentation. So, sa fermentation, ito po, ang huling hakbang po ay fermentation. This process po enhance the nutritional value and makes the substrate more digestible para po sa larva. So, maganda po yun. Then, another documentation, ito pong basic facility ho natin. Kung makikita po ninyo, actual ho yan sa Molino Experimental Site. Kaya patiling bin, kung makikita ninyo, gaya ng sabi ko kanina, ginagamit ho yan sa pag-rear ng larva mula hatchling stage hanggang sa mature stage, no? Dapat ito ay may magandang ventilation at sapat na space para sa mga larva na madaling maglago. Then, itong pangalawa, itong adult safe housing, kailangan din natin ito na, ano po, ang ginagamit namin dyan, full ethylene po na silupin. Kasi nga, gaya na silupin kanina, kailangan yung ating base F cage ay makaano po ng tamang sikat ng araw. Kasi pag hindi ho natatama ng araw yung base F adult cage, ay hindi ho sila aktibo sa pag-mate. Dahil, ang pangatlo po itong solar panel dryer, ginagamit namin ito sa drying facility. Yung aming basic larva na gagamitin sa paggawa ng feeds, no? I-mix namin sa ibang nutrients. Kung sakali wala naman kayo nito, pwede naman din po yung ano po, ano lang, sun-dry lang po. Pwede naman sa isang dry, ma-dry lang po siya within 2 days kung maganda po yung sikat ng araw. Then, last itong basic lab cage, no? Makikita nyo, ang dami yung nila. Andyan ho yung mga kahoy ho, ginagamit namin. Andyan ho sila mag-delay ng eggs. Then, yan po. Sobrang dami ho nila. Dami yung eggs na napoproduce po dyan. Then, another documentation pa itong paano ho mag-harvest ng basic larva. So, ginagawa ho namin, although itong basic larva, during pupation stage, they voluntarily, ano naman po, yun nga, naghahanap po sila ng dry area, then they voluntary crawl po, at mahuhulog po sila sa ating harvesting, ano po, container. But dito kasi, ang gagamitin natin, yung pang-PF Insta, that time, di pa yan sila lumalabas. So, we need to harvest using other method. Ginagamit namin itong exposure sa sunlight. Then, wait, baka okay na ang signal. Ayan, ayan po, kung tatamaan sila ng sikat ng araw, voluntarily po nabababa yung base F larva ho natin. No. Pangalawa po itong sheaving. Yun nga, kasi during this stage, hindi pa naman ho sila lumalabas sa kanilang breeding bin. So, ginagawa ho namin dito, sinishave ho namin using itong screen po. Sa kung saan ang mahuhulog lang ay ang base F larva. So, ayan po. So, yan po ang method sa aming harvesting sa base F larva. Then, sa mga, ano po, gaya na sabi ko kanina, itong sulfur larva production na meron din pong mga challenges. Una-una itong regulatory approval. Kasi po in some regions, the use of insect-based protein animal feed, usually po pag ang gamit yung mga organic materials, nagkakaroon mo ng challenge sa regulatory approval. So, ang recommendation po dyan, engage po and will coordinate sa mga concerned or mga regulatory body po para maging mas mabilis po ang magiging approval nito. Kasi sa amin din po, nanghingi din kami ng regulatory approval para makapag-produce po or makakandak ng BSF production. Pangalawa, itong scalability and production cost. Yun nga, kapag gusto ninyo ng large scale, no, probably it's really costed, no? Kasi you need a big facility, you need also more manpower, but eventually, in the long run, kapag nag-earn ho ito, kung ano naman yung ano ninyo po yung investment, hindi naman ho yung lugi kasi in the long run, mababawi din yun. Then, pangatlo itong public perception po. So, despite the nutritional benefits itong BSF larva, meron din po mga naiilan na naging resistance po sa pag-accept nitong BSF larva. Yun nga, ipapakain mo sa hayop yung BSF larva. So, yung solution natin dito conduct awareness campaigns, no? To educate and public about the benefits of the black soldier fly larva. Then, including po its nutritional value. So, ganun po. Ganun po yung ating gagawin para intensify yung awareness at kalagahan ng BSF larva. Share ko lang ito. Ito po ay during po sa National Agriculture and Fisheries Technology Exhibition or NAFTI, no? DA Region 9, spearheaded with Director Gemma Hinaldo, RTD for Research and Chief of Research Division, Dr. Ernie Camacho, of course, with the ABAR Director, no? We ranked po in the best innovative product during the NAFTI 2024 held at the Atrium Limpit Kai Center, Cagayan de Oro City, last 4 to 6, 2024. So, ayan po, naklalis naman po tayo sa ginagawa nating feeds for starter and grower feeds. Ito po ay sa non-food category po. Then, yun lang po, from the National Livestock Program, again, I'm Erwin Salinas. Then thank you so much, Devar, for allowing me to share some of my insights or kaunting kalaman po sa pagpaparami ng black soldier fly larva. For those who are interested po, kasi mas maganda yung kung makikita din yung actual. We are willing to train po kung paano po magpaparami ng black soldier fly larva. Andun po sa Dumalinaw experimental site po sa Buanga del Sur. So, yun lang po. Maraming salamat po sa lahat.
Thank you so much, Sir Erwin. Ang hirap po ng signal, pero sa Palawan kasi nag-represent kayo, right, ng research. Pero thank you po for still presenting and adjusting to the situation. Sobrang really po, sir, nung nakita ko yung, kasi binabasa ko yung last week yung proposal nyo, nakita ko sobrang holistic niya kasi parang may different problems kayong tinatackle and you came up with one solution. So you were thinking about ASF, you were thinking about the high cost of feeds, you were thinking about yung competition natin kasi po, 'di ba? I believe yung commercial feeds mostly soybeans, 'di ba? So parang naisip nyo din pala yung na humans and animals and livestock compete for soybean. Naisip nyo pa po pala yun. So, sobrang holistic niya. And naisip nyo din yung dun sa mga solid waste. So, sobrang bilib po ako kasi you came up with one big solution for all these different perspectives, these different problems. So, sobrang holistic po. And thank you. Thank you po. So also, before we proceed with our Q&A portion, we would like to acknowledge some of our participants. So may mga participants po tayo dito from MSU Marawi, from the province of Abra. We also have someone from Zamboanga, Sibugay. And meron din po sa DERFO4. We also have someone from CBSUA. Basically po well represented yung regions. And dun po sa attendance sheet, around kung age po yung pag-uusapan, around 2/3 po ng participants natin are from the 20 to 29 age range. So that's very promising and very hopeful po kasi as we know, yung average age ng farmers in the Philippines are getting older. Tumatanda na yung mga farmers natin, tapos halos hindi papalitan. So the fact na may mga interesado pa din, parang it keeps us wanting to go on natin. And yung next age range po are the 30 to 39-year-olds. Tapos sa naman po, madami po yung students, and madami din po tayong from the DA regional DA offices, so bureaus and regional offices. We also have a participant na indigenous peoples. We also have PWDs. We also have participants from Fisherfolk and Farmer Association and Cooperatives. So I would say this is very inclusive po, and sana mas madami pa tayong ma-reach in the future. Also, we would like to encourage everyone again to please ask questions to our expert kasi it's not always every time na andito si Sir Erwin. And also we posted a feedback form on our comment section on Facebook and also on our chat box. You can just answer the feedback to get certificates. Also po, kung nahirapan kayo sa signal kanina, this live po is just on our Facebook page. So you can just view it again or you can just download it. So also joining our Q&A is Mr. Juniben Malalis, a science research specialist 1 of the ARFO 9. So good morning, sir. So eto na po, we'll be reading the questions na po na from our comment sections, and also din yung yung comments or questions from DA Bar colleagues. So eto po, this is from Sir Gerard Neri Arañas. What safety measures are in place to ensure that black soldier fly feed is free from pathogens, particularly in the context of African swine fever daw po? Kasi po nasabi nyo kanina, naisip, you were thinking about worrying about the swills. So, paano nyo po ma-ensure now yun?
Yun na po, so kasi sa yung parang dahilan na nagkakaroon ng spread ng ESF, isa sa tinutumbok ko nila itong swill feeding. Yun nga po yung parang some of the practice of our swine research dahil po sa sobrang taas ng presyo ng feeds. Probably with the help of our research, itong pinaformulate natin, we can challenge ito sa mga, kung sakali ho, kasi involving pa yung natin sa study, kung sakaling maging maganda itong resulta, we could commercialize it to our mga farmers na pargamitin at the same time ma-reduce yung cost ng feeds. At dito nga po sa tanong, medyo komplikado po siya kasi ang natin dito, ma-ensure natin dito na yung ating facility, yung kukunin mo natin ng mga, kasi consider natin dito yung mga substrates, yung pinukuha natin sa vegetable and fruit crops. Masyadong complicated ho siya kung yung bang mga vegetable na yun, o yung mga fruit waste, wala hong hindi ho siya daw dyan. Nanuhan mo na BSC virus. Isa naman ho sa protocol namin dito is yung fermentation. With the use of fermentation, itong ating substrates, accordingly, sa literature, using fermentation, mamamatay ho yung mga bad substances or yung mga i-eliminate ho siya during sa fermentation. So, ganun din, kailangan talaga na maging malinis din po yung facility. I-ensure natin yun para magiging tayo Kasi gagawa tayo ng feeds para hindi tayo tamaan ng BSF. We'll ensure po yung biosecurity measure kung paano ito paramihin para po gagamitin sa ating alagang baboy. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat.
So, sabi ni Sir, it's mostly basic hygiene. And I think nabasa ko din yun sa project file niyo po na yung black soldier fly kasi once mag-mature, hindi siya kumakain ng ibang parang it doesn't feed until it dies. So, we have less chance of we have less chance of contamination from other food sources, 'di ba?
Additional kasi yun na po itong BSF larva is generally considered safe and and not po significant to human health or even sa itong BSF. Kasi itong BSF larva are not known to carry or pag-assessment po ng disease to human. In fact, meron silang antimicrobial properties often used to decompose waste, which reduces the harmful bacteria sa environment. Pangalawa po, itong BSF larva have low chance na magiging peste, o kumakaano sa isip. Kasi unlike houseflies, itong BSF larva, or adult, do not feed, as what you have said while ago, ma'am, and not, hindi ko sila interested sa human habitat, They are not attracted to food or homes.
Natanong na yung isang question. Ay, nasagot na yung isang question on pest.
So yun po. Hindi ko sila katulad ng langaw na kahit saan lang po sila lumilipad. Itong BSF larva, adult, makikita mo lang talaga sa mga decayed ng mga materials po.
Okay, so thank you, sir. Actually, as I mentioned earlier, we actually read questions about it being a pest. So sorry. So apologies for earlier. So nasagot din po ni sir yung about the black soldier fly na possibly it would not be a pest kasi it doesn't feed, so it doesn't consume goods from neighboring farms and stuff. So it just mainly consumes decomposing organic matters. So we also have our next question from Sir Eric Bautista. So how can we keep BSF from our free-range chicken when we are also keeping stingless bees in our backyard as pollinator from our fruit-bearing trees? It is known that BSF is an enemy of stingless bees.
Sige po, hindi ako masyado technical sa sa stingless bee production. Ang magiging sagot ko lang po dito, kung ganun po yung nila, it is known that BSF is an enemy of stingless bee, then we should really separate, So, in fact, meron mo siyang minimum siguro na distance or kasi as what he or she mentioned.
Sorry to interrupt. So, medyo mas nagiging choppy ka na po. Is it okay if you turn your camera off po muna?
Sige po.
Sige.
Bakit po, gaya ho ng ating discussion kanina, ito pong BSF larva, i-intended po sa ating livestock and poultry, especially sa swine and eventually for chicken. Then if it has a claim na itong BSF larva is an enemy of the stingless bee, probably we should separate, Kailangan po siguro may minimum distance. Ito, I'm so sorry, I am not so technical po sa stingless bees. Then I would probably catch you up, ma'am, Arcel Eric Bautista, for this question po. I am not so technical kasi po sa stingless bee. Probably my suggestion, if mayroong ganyan na claim, then you should separate po yung kanilang production po sa stingless bee and the black soldier fly larva po. So, ganun lang po. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for the next so sabi ni sir, as much as possible, hindi kasi siya a technical person for the chicken, so he'll be asking that to his colleagues, pero for now what he would say is to separate the stingless bees from the black soldier fly for now. So we have a question from our colleagues from the Day Bureau of Agricultural Research. So for farmers who would like to venture into producing BSF meal or incorporating this meal to their swine production, in what particular aspect can this be profitable and benefiting for them?
Maraming salamat po sa tanong. As what I have discussed a while ago, na napakalaking tulong itong black soldier fly larva meal, considering may mataas itong protina. Gamit lamang po, we could produce them or pwede natin sila paramihin using vegetable and fruit which contribute po na mas mura ito compared po sa common na protein source itong soybean meal. Kaya in that aspect po, doon po sa less cost po sila sa pakain ng feeds para sa kanilang alagang mga baboy. Kaya nasabi ko, itong feeds constitutes around 60 to 70% po sa production cost. Feeds lang po alone. So in that aspect, nakatutulong tayo sa swine farmer for lowering yung cost ng feeds. Yun lang po. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, we Sir Choi Mamaril, so formerly from the Bureau of Agricultural Research, has an answer to the question regarding the chicken production and the BSF meals. So sabi ni sir, the BSF production should be under an enclosed structure. There should be 2 doors provided. Dapat daw may entrance and merong entrance to the rearing area. So in that way daw masa-separate talaga natin. Thank you, Sir Choi.
Maraming salamat. Ganun talaga po yung BSF production natin. We should really enclose po. Kasi kung hindi, it's either lalabas yung mga BSF adult, as what I have presented kanina, na nag-close sila sa net. Then kung hindi sila nag-close, probably papasukin din po ng mga ibon, mga ibon, mga manok. So tama po yung sagot ni sir na kailangan mo siyang maka-enclose. Kaya niyo sila magiging kompetensya doon sa stingless bee. Thank you po.
Okay. So from the Bureau of Agricultural Research, again, so from one of our colleagues, can farmers easily adopt this technology daw po? And ano po yung tips nyo in establishing a BSF production house?
Ngayon po, I could say na if the farmers, dapat po sila muna pag-aralan yung BSF larva production, pati yung BSF larva cycle, dahil sabi kanina, it is a very crucial factor na kailangan malaman ng farmers itong kanilang characteristics at pag-uugali. So in that way, yung farmers man po can easily adapt this technology. Yung important steps naman po establishing BSF production house, hindi naman ho kakailanganin ng mga magagara talaga agad na mga facility. Pwede naman tayo gagamit ng mga locally available materials na gagawing fattening bin, kahoy. Sa lab cage, pwede din mga kawayan. Then sa fattening bin, pwede din po yung mga plastic container. Then you can actually start up with using 1 grams po na eggs. So, yung eggs po, you could buy, meron hong nagbibinta ng eggs kasi mas mahirap kung maghahanap ng adult. So I would suggest na bibili kayo ng 1 gram of eggs, then yun mag-start yung yung magiging start up po ng isang farmer. Then sa amin din naman po sa Dumalinaw experimental site, we could also, although we are not allowed to sell, pwede ko namin, parang dispersal mo siya. Parang ganon po. Then, actually sa internet, marami na din po mga nagbibenta ng BSF eggs. Usually, particularly outside the country po, China, kasi yung China po usually yung may maraming production ng BSF. So madali lang po siya talaga, dapat lang talaga i-train yung farmers, basic naman talaga yun. Kahit na tayo nagbibigay ng mga livelihood program, first talaga yun, merong basic may basic knowledge yung farmers kung ano yung kanilang gagawin. Crucial po yun. Maraming salamat.
Thank you, sir. So sabi po ni sir, those are very sensible answers. So yung sinabi niya na tumatak sa akin is alamin yung behavior ng BSF, and also start small. So you don't need to start from magagarbo or malalaking production. You have to start from what's on hand, then palakihin nyo na lang daw po as time goes by. And also, nag-offer po, kanina pa po from the very start pa lang po, nag-invite na agad si Sir Erwin na pumunta daw po kayo sa Zamboanga kasi they're offering trainings on the BSF meal production. And sir, thank you for that. Also, this would be our last question for now kasi medyo overtime na din po tayo. And this is from Miss Rochelle. Miss Rochelle. So good morning daw po. Regarding po sa food waste for BSF, paano nyo po pinaprocess ang mga ito bago ipakain sa mga larvae? Thank you daw po.
Okay po, salamat sa tanong, Miss Rochelle. So, regarding po sa food waste, gaya ng sabi ko kanina, kailangan ho natin mapili din sa ipakain sa BSF. Una itong fruit and vegetable waste. Meron din iilan doon, kaya nga importante yung selection kasi sometimes pag kuha lang tayo directly sa public market, minsan nahaluan doon ng mga spices, ginger, mga onions, garlic, which is ito kung ating BSF larva based on our experience, hisitan sila doon kumakain. Minsan namamatay po sila. Kailangan po, magbigyan lang ng example, ang gusto ko nilang kainin is either itong mga vegetables, papaya, yung melon, yung watermelon. At kailangan pag watermelon, may drainage talaga yung iringin natin kasi pag masyadong naman moist ho yung ating substrates, namamatay din ho sila. Kaya sabi ko, very critical ho yung kalaman natin paano buhayin yung BSF. Sa amin po, yung nakupulik namin na fruit and vegetable waste kasi maramihan Kasi pag i-stack mo lang siya dyan sa gilid, sisira siya agad. So, we need to shred o kung wala kayong shredder, you can chop then ferment. You can ferment po, ilalagay lang ho ninyo sa plastic cellophane, dun para ho mas tatagal ho yung substrate. Kasi due fermentation, mas ika-aya na pagkain ho yun sa ating BSF larva po. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Sir Erwin. So as what Sir Erwin said, you make it as fine as possible para mas madali daw pong gawing, mas madali siyang mag-ferment. So sir, we have questions. May question kami, very general question po. Ano po yung word of wisdom or message mo po to the researchers in the agri-fishery sector?
Okay, word of wisdom. Ano lang po, let us love our work, no? Tayo as a government or a public servant, we should love our work, and dapat kung ano ho yung mga natutunan ho natin, we should really share to our farmers and fisher folks kasi hindi pwede na yung ating mga technology na na-generate within our research, hindi pwede yung matatambak lang ho yun sa mga hindi pwede matatambak lang sa mga cabinet. It should be commercialized and should be adapted po sa ating mga farmers and fisher folks. And to all, man po sa mga farmers and fisher folks out there na nakikinig, we would also like to thanks po sa mga supports na ibibigay ninyo sa amin, and of course, dapat po palahagahan din po ninyo yung mga intervention na ibibigay ho ng mga program ng Department of Agriculture, including mga technology na ibibigay ho ng Bureau of Agricultural Research. Kasi yun nga, our performance, yung mababase po doon sa mga farmers din po na aming natulungan na tumaas yung kanilang income o nakatulong mo kami in a little way or ano po in any way na nakatulong mo tayo sa sa ating mga farmers and fisher po. That would be all po. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Sir Erwin. So, agree po ako sa sinabi ni Sir Erwin na we as public servants, not just as researchers, we should love our work and lagi po nating isa sa alang-alang na this is for the agri-fishery sector, para sa kababayan nating farmers, para sa kababayan nating mangingisda. And sa mga farmers and fisher folk po, know that the government is trying its best to reach out for you. So, yun lang po. Magkapit-bisig lang po tayo, kumbaga. So anyway, sir, thank you so much for sharing your expertise and passion to the wider public. We also have, we'll also be giving a certificate to you. Siguro po send na lang namin sa email nyo sometime. So the certificate cites the DA Bureau of Agricultural Research awards the Certificate of Appreciation to Mr. Erwin R. Salinas for sharing his invaluable knowledge during the DA Bar online seminar series titled Transforming Waste into Wealth, Harnessing Black Soldier Fly Larvae for Sustainable Swine Protein, held on the 26th of September 2024 via StreamYard and DA Bar Facebook page. Given this 26th day of September 2024 in Diliman, Quezon City, signed by DA Bar Director Dr. Jonel V. Soriano. So this concludes our online seminar, Transforming Waste into Wealth, Harnessing Black Soldier Fly Larvae for Sustainable Swine Production. Muli, maraming salamat po, Sir Erwin. And thank you po to our participants.
Po, Ma'am Christine.
You're welcome po. And thank you po for attending our seminar. Also, we have a few reminders po for our attendees. So again po, we posted a feedback form nasa comment section po saka sa chat box. Just answer the feedback form po to get certificates. And also, if you have questions on the seminar, you may follow the Facebook page of the agency of Sir Erwin. So that's DA Zampen. So their Facebook page name is Department of Agriculture Zampen, or you can just type facebook.com/DA Zampen. Or you can just message the bar so that we can forward them to Sir Erwin. Also, please follow our social media pages. It's facebook.com/DABarOfficial or search DA Bureau of Agricultural Research on Facebook, or you can follow us on IG at DABarOfficial so that you can learn more about our online seminar series that we conduct monthly and other activities of DA Bar that might benefit or interest you. Once again, thank you, Sir Erwin R. Salinas from the DA Zamboanga Peninsula. Palakpakan at pusuan po natin si Sir, and thank you to our participants for the knowledge exchange today. Thank you, Sir. At dito na po nagtatapos ang ating on seminar series for September. Ako po si Tin, at isang mapagpalang umaga po sa ating lahat. Kita-kita po tayo sa sunod na seminar at sa mga susunod.